What's good, you guys? Just like my Amir Khan video, in today's video as well, I am accusing Bollywood actors of taking steroids. Am I accusing people of not being dedicated? Hell no. You can't take steroids and make a body without dedication. You need to back that up with a training program and diet plan. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the entire process that a Bollywood actor has to go through in order to build that Bollywood physique. Remember, we shouldn't look down on Bollywood actors for taking steroids. A big part of their job is having an exceptional physique to wow the masses. But in saying that, keep in mind that Bollywood actors are the biggest influencers in the country. And because they're taking steroids, they're setting unrealistic body standards for men. Men all over the country are opening up to the possibility of steroids because they see films and they go, damn, I want that 8-pack and I want those huge deltoids. And that's a big issue for Indian youth. Now, the word steroid refers to a group of compounds, and steroids are also found inside your body. But when we're talking about steroids that are related to bodybuilding, we're talking about anabolic steroids. Anabolic means it helps you grow in some way. Now, anabolic steroids are synthetically made, they're man-made, they're made in laboratories. And they're made in laboratories to do a certain function. Now, you read all these complicated names of steroids. You don't need to get into that. All you need to know from an average Indian's perspective is that all steroids are either a derivative of testosterone, the male hormone, or a derivative of HGH or the human growth hormone. So when we say that a bodybuilder or a Bollywood actor is doing steroids, they're just injecting some form of testosterone or some form of human growth hormone into their bodies. Now remember, these anabolic steroids change the environment inside your body. So the first change is that it improves your muscle protein synthesis. Now for a normal human being, there's a certain threshold when it comes to the amount of protein that their body can absorb. But if you're taking steroids, that threshold shoots up. Your body is able to absorb much more protein to build muscle than an average natural human being. The second is that it improves your recovery. So your body is able to take much more damage in the gym than that of an average human being. For a normal human being, for a natural, someone who doesn't have steroids, you can't gym for longer than an hour or an hour and a half for best results. But if you're taking steroids, your workouts have to go on for at least 2 to 3 hours. And because it's backed by such fast recovery, people who take steroids get the best results after these prolonged workouts. Steroids also improve your muscle and bone density. It improves the strength of your ligaments and your tendons. It's just making you a stronger human being overall. But the biggest thing that steroids do is that they help with muscle hypertrophy. Hypertrophy basically means growth. It helps make your muscles very big. So what you can achieve as a natural, there's a certain cap to how big you can look. But if you're taking steroids, your body's potential to put on muscle mass improves vastly. Okay, now that we're done talking about what steroids do to your body, let's talk about Bollywood. So when an actor is cast in a role, how does he go about the whole process of building his physique? The first step is that he builds a team. The team will include a steroid consultant, a trainer, a dietitian. The steroid consultant will design the game plan. Now remember, Bollywood actors follow a similar protocol to bodybuilders. So this protocol starts with designing something called a stack. Now a stack is basically just a collection of steroids, medicines to prevent all the bad effects of steroids, and something for PCT or post-cycle therapy. Okay, so let's just talk about the steroids first. So the steroid consultant will design a stack which is a mixture of probably oral steroids, which are something you can eat, and injectable steroids. Now steroids are also classified according to how long their effects last in your body. Now you keep hearing people say, oh, the steroid cycle and I underwent a cycle. A cycle is basically a time frame which lasts anywhere between 12 to 16 weeks generally for a Bollywood actor. And in those 12 to 16 weeks, almost every week they'll either inject themselves or take pills at certain time intervals. So the first job of that steroid consultant is to design this whole game plan. So on these days, you're going to inject yourself. On these days, you're going to take this steroid orally. On these days, you're going to mix the 2 steroids, things like that. Now, that's one aspect of it. First, you're just altering your hormonal system. You're adding those derivatives of testosterone and HGH into your body to change the biology of your body. Now, these are external substances, and when you put any external substance into your body and you change your hormonal system, it's kind of like a shock for your body. And because your hormonal system is going absolutely crazy, This is why steroids have many bad effects. Now, these bad effects include putting a lot of load on your liver, putting a lot of load on your kidneys, probably causing hair fall in some cases, acne, back acne, impotence, lowering of your sperm count, your hormonal system completely going crazy. And to prevent all this, the stack also includes medication. Now, I'm not going to get into the details about the medicines that they take, but all you need to know is that for each of those side effects, there's a different medicine that you're supposed to take while you're on steroids, while you're on the cycle. So the steroids are covered, the medicines are covered, and then there's PCT or post-cycle therapy. Now, after a cycle, your body's in shock. It reacts to all this external testosterone and external HGH by lowering its natural testosterone levels. It goes, okay, I've got so much testosterone, I might as well lower my testosterone. And in this process of messing up your hormones, this leads to long-term side effects of steroids like gynecomastia, which is basically getting man boobs, which you'll see with a lot of bodybuilders. The long-term effects also include infertility. So a lot of bodybuilders, you'll see they have problems in conceiving. The long-term effects also might include something like impotence. It can be that serious. Then of course there's things like liver damage, kidney damage, heart problems potentially, losing your hair completely. There's a lot of adverse effects that can take place if you don't take care of your body while using steroids. So PCT or post-cycle therapy includes drugs that take care of all these effects. And a lot of times you'll see that people, especially Indian trainers who promote steroids, are not very well educated about steroid use. So they won't even give importance to the post-cycle therapy. They don't know how to go about this whole steroid process. And in that process, they're damaging a lot of people's bodies, especially youths who take steroids. What happens is that when you're 17 or 18, when you're a guy, you've got so much testosterone in your body that when you pump even more external testosterone post your steroid cycle, your body responds by absolutely lowering your testosterone levels. And this definitely leads to long-term impotence. But do these Indian trainers know about this? Absolutely not. And they're allowing a lot of young guys to mess up their bodies for life. Okay, but coming back to Bollywood for a minute. So they go about creating this stack. And they also generally supplement with something like protein shakes, which almost every gymmer supplements with. Maybe something like creatine. Sometimes, in some cases, if they want to look really lean, they'll take a fat burner. And if they have a photo shoot or some kind of a shoot where they have to look very ripped and very shredded with their abs, before the shoot, they'll take something like a diuretic to just drain their body of water entirely. And they might back this up with 24 to 48 hours of a saltless diet, which dehydrates your body entirely, makes you look dry, makes you look completely ripped. So this is what an actor has to go through in terms of what he's to put inside his body. But keep in mind, steroids don't work alone. You need to kind of have some kind of an external trigger to make your body grow. And this is where the diet plan and the training program comes into play. So let's talk about the diet plan first. Now, as I said earlier, steroids improve your muscle protein synthesis. So it allows your body to absorb a lot of protein. So the dietitian that the Bollywood actor will employ keeps a tab on what the actor is eating. Generally, they take about 2.5 into their body weight in kgs in grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. If a normal human being has that much protein, they'll completely mess up their stomachs. But because the muscle protein synthesis is improved so much, all that protein is completely absorbed in order to build muscle. And of course, they back that up with a lot of clean carbohydrate and the usual vegetables and vitamin supplements and all that just to stay healthy. Okay, now coming to the training plan. If you're using anabolic steroids, you gotta understand that your training plan doesn't matter as much as that of a natural. Now, if you're a natural who's not using steroids, there's a certain limit to how much you can lift in a day. So if you lift for 1 hour to 1.5 hours, that's okay. But beyond that, your body releases a catabolic hormone called cortisol. So ideally, if you're a natural, you shouldn't be gymming for longer than 1.5 hours at the most. But if you're on steroids, if you do anything in the gym, it will give you results. So the training plan doesn't matter as much. The only thing you've got to keep in mind is that your recovery will be amazing. So you got to utilize that. So if you're on steroids, you have to spend at least 2 to 3 hours in the gym pumping iron and completely damaging your body. Your body is capable of taking a lot more damage than that of an average human being. So if you hear a Bollywood actor's trainer saying that, oh, he's gymmed for 3 hours every day, 4 hours every day, he's actually giving away a secret. So that's that when we're talking about the process for a Bollywood actor. You have to be dedicated. It's a part of the game. You can't eat what you want most of the time. You're eating such a huge amount of protein. You're gymming for about 3 hours a day. So you're dedicating a lot of your own time to this whole process. Dedication, there's no question that Bollywood actors are some of the most dedicated people. Again, this video is not to diss Bollywood, not to diss Amir Khan, not to diss anyone. This video is to spread education, and this video is to educate people about what the human body is really capable of. Now here's the thing, Bollywood actors have a lot of money and they have an entire team to take care of their diet and their training plan and all that. But what about that kid in some corner of India who gets influenced by this actor and then goes to his local gym where he meets a trainer who is most likely not very educated about correct fitness science, who promotes steroids, who has a casual attitude towards steroids, who'll push him towards that direction, who'll actually tell him that, yeah, you want to achieve a body like that? Take steroids. That's how the attitude of a lot of Indian trainers is. Remember, when parents are sending the kids to Indian gyms, I'm not going to lie about this. They're actually putting their kids in the danger of being exposed to these people. A lot of Indian trainers have a very casual attitude towards steroids. They don't know what they're giving to people, and they don't know all the adverse effects that steroids can potentially have. A lot of them don't even know how to go about this whole post-cycle therapy, all the medication that goes along with pumping testosterone and HGH into people's bodies. Remember, a combination of a lack of education amongst Indian trainers and Indian fitness professionals and these unrealistic body goals that are set by Bollywood icons are leading a lot of young men into that possibility of doing steroids. They're opening people up to steroids. They're creating a casual attitude in the public. And that's why steroid use is such a big issue. That's why I'm putting out this video. Again, I'm not trying to offend anyone. Bollywood actors, almost all of them who've done shirtless scenes take steroids, but it's okay. Their income comes from their image. They need to set that unrealistic image. They're almost forced to take steroids. They can't help it. But they are influencing kids all over the country. And that's why I'm actually going to set out a challenge to Bollywood here. If there is a Bollywood actor who's watching this and who's done some kind of a shirtless scene, come out and go and tell the whole Indian fitness industry the truth. I dare you. If Amir Khan hosts Satyameva Jayate, where he's, promoting honesty and promoting what really goes on, just come out and tell people. The whole gymming industry in India isn't going to look down on you. Maybe you'll lose a few followers, but you'll gain respect from the Indian masses. You're actually owning up to doing steroids. When I see all these reply videos to the video I made, not even one person has given me a scientific argument, and I'm waiting for a good scientific argument to all the points that I mentioned. So when I do have a good response to my Amir Khan video, I'll be putting out a response video. But as for this video, the only message you've got to take away is that people need to learn more about steroid use. People need to be more aware of what's going on in those movie stars' lives. And if you like today's video, and if you want to help me in my quest in educating Indian youth about steroids and what's actually healthy for you, please share this video. It will mean a lot to me. So until next time guys, from Ranveer, see you.